And we are, did I put on the right channel? Going live right now. I think we are live. Hey everybody, Diaz here. We are live. We are alive. And I am getting into the chat right now. So we're just getting into there. Everybody get your coffee, your whatever you need to drink, whatever adult beverage, water. Let me see here. I'm getting into there myself so we can kind of do some stuff. And I can follow the chat this way. And almost there. Almost there. And here we go. Good. I can follow the chat here. And I hope everybody's well. I am trying to get my MainStage going on this old laptop. And I had it going, but now it's not going. I see 13 people watching right now, so that's cool. And let's do a camera check. Just make sure everybody's good. Hold on one second. Let me see here. So let's see. There's the overhead camera. Looks pretty good from what I can tell, but always interested in what you guys think. Here is the screen. Let me know if you guys see that. Okay, that would be totally cool. And then here's the computer where I am trying to get open this MainStage, which I had in here. So trying to get that open right now. And we'll see what happens. You guys can follow along with me because these are the kind of issues that you have sometimes. Scott is on the line. Hello, Scott, and welcome as usual. Let's see.
Hello.
And
how's everybody doing?
Yep, I see Nico. Good evening, Nico. And I see says Boix. Good evening. Hello. And yeah, good views. Cool. Now here's what I'm showing you this because I know there's a lot of smart people out there. I'm having a little trouble with my MainStage, but we're going to get it running. I don't know what I did. You guys ever do something inside your computer and you're like, what did I do? It was working fine. And then you do something and you're like, what did I do? So I'm going to figure that out real quick. So.
That happened to me with Logic the other day, and I still couldn't figure it out. It's like all of a sudden I had all these waveforms. I was just mixing a rehearsal for the heck of it. And you could see it playing, but it didn't register. And I wound up just having to shut the thing down. But earlier I had accidentally done something, or my cat likes to sit up on my keyboard when I'm doing stuff.
Oh, is it opening? Is it opening? Look, it's thinking. See, I have to go through this. Oh, wait. What is this, guys? Do you see it? I'm so close. Here, you can probably see it once the lag catches up. Hello, DJ Jazz. Hello, XP50 player. Greetings. Hello, Daniel. So you guys are seeing a little bit of delay. It says MainStage was unable to launch the MIDI server. This means that you will be unable to use MainStage. Improperly written MIDI drivers can prevent the MIDI server from launching successfully. If you have recently installed a new MIDI driver, try installing it and then relaunching MainStage. Okay. If MainStage works correctly after that, then please contact the driver's manufacturer. All right. I'm going to try. Oh, let's see. What's up? Tortog Capone. Okay, let me see here. Okay, I'm going to try and uninstall some drivers. That's probably what I should do, Scott. Try and uninstall some drivers.
Well, it worked fine with Logic, so we know the driver's working correctly. You are connected, right? Via USB?
Yep. No, it's nothing to do with the Fantom. It's nothing to do with the Fantom. And let me just check the Fantom real quick. I'll go to the screen here, and we'll go menu, and we'll go into the system. And yeah, it's set on vendor. It should be fine. And then we'll check my computer here before I quit out of there into my system preferences, and we'll see what's going on. And let me see. Oh, and I see some stuff running in the background of here. Let's see. So if we go into sound real quick, my Roland is going fine. It's working output and input, which doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter too much right there. But what I could do is take a look at some of these drivers, and maybe I can uninstall some of these, because I know our computers that we use have a lot of things installed. Maybe that's what I need to do. Uninstall drivers, because I have drivers in here for days. Let's see here. Let me look at the chat, see what you guys and gals are suggesting. Let's see. Hold on, Nico. We're going to get all that. Yeah, Daniel, I agree. These glitches are cool because it shows that the world is not perfect, and so we kind of figure it out. Hey, Thomas, how are you? And we are going to work all this out. And, today, for those of you that are just tuning in for the first time, welcome to Synth Talk with Ed Diaz and Scott Berry in San Diego. As soon as we can figure out how to get Scott via video, and we were already working on Skype last night, so hopefully that'll be coming soon where you can see Scott on here as well. And, we're covering during this time where everybody's on self-quarantine or lockdown, we're trying to kind of share a bunch of different just a bunch of synth talk with you. And we've already talked about the Jupiter X and XM. We've talked about the Fantom. I think we're going to talk about the RD tomorrow. I already got on line last night with that group, and we'll have a general discussion and see where it goes. Today, the plan is to do Fantom and MainStage. On Thursday, we did Fantom and Logic, and we got some good things. And don't worry, there's a lot more to cover. And also, if you're not subscribed already, subscribe to my channel, Ed Diaz Keys, and put on the notification and the like. But then also subscribe to Roland Product Support. This morning, we uploaded four videos on the Jupiter XM. 4 videos on the Jupiter XM. And Scott, do you know what our count is now with the Jupiter XM video? It has to be close to 20, and I know we're getting a lot on there.
I don't know. I've kind of lost count because we shot so many of the X and the XM, and I haven't been staying on top of how many are sitting there. So I apologize for that.
It's all good. Yeah, we got in there. Here, you know what? Let's answer some questions. I'm going to be uninstalling some drivers. And, how would I do that? Oh, here we go. I'll show you guys what I'm doing so you guys can see too. I'm going to uninstall the DJ 808. Am I doing this right, Scott? I think so.
I got such a lag here with the YouTube live, so I don't know what you're looking at yet. There is an uninstaller that should be sitting there.
Well, I'm just uninstalling.
With every driver download.
I'm uninstalling a lot of these just to kind of. I'm trying to, the thing is, I'm not sure if it's any of these are the culprit, but I'm going to install some of the ones I haven't. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm uninstalling the actual reference pane. Maybe I'm not uninstalling it. Maybe I need to go to the apps section and uninstall there. Let me try. Let me just try that again. And I'll open up a template that I made. Here's one that I made for the A Pro. Let's see. Let's answer some questions while I'm doing this, so that way everybody can kind of have some fun. And we talk keyboards. Let me see here. It says, let's see, Thomas Edward. Hey, bonsoir. What does he say? I don't know, but hello. Okay, so somebody's already hitting this up. What fixes in the new Fantom firmware? I'll go first, and then maybe Scott can correct me because I'm usually wrong. But on this new Fantom, I haven't even dug into the firmware because I'll do that after this episode because I wanted to focus. I don't want to change anything right now until we get done with this episode, and then after our meeting here, then I'll go in and update this Fantom and really dig in there. But if you go to the webpage where you can download it, it will give you a list of fixes that are on there. So if you go to download that OS, there will be a list of what has been fixed in there. So that's kind of cool. Scott, what about you? What do you think? Was that correct?
Yeah, that's it. I haven't had a chance to look at it as it was just released.
Released, yeah.
So usually when they're bug fixes and things, sometimes they'll list ones if people are vocal about having an issue that they fixed. Other ones, it's things that they have found that you're not even aware of that they've gone in and fixed. But it's like I would rather have them release these little updates for bug fixes as soon as possible than wait for, whatever the next update is. And I know they're working like crazy to do that. So, but yeah, I mean, it's a 0.1 update. So, it's only going to be something very, very small. If it was 2.0, it's going to be a big update.
Yeah.
But again, I would rather have them fix this stuff as quick as they're finding it than to wait and run into other things. So, it is what it is at this time.
Absolutely.
But I'm glad that they're catching things and working on the fixes.
And let's go ahead and address that. I already saw some negative comments like, "Come on, Roland," but just let's not forget we are in the middle of a pandemic, and so just that the R&D team and the engineers, everybody's still working on fixes for the keyboard in the middle of a pandemic. I think it's kind of cool, okay? So before you go out throwing stones, it's like, hey, just take all that into consideration. So it's pretty cool that a lot of our people are out there still trying to support and figure stuff out. Also, keep in mind that maybe during the middle of this pandemic, I know some of our colleagues from Italy and the other ones from Europe, they're in lockdown, and I'm sure some of our friends in China and possibly Japan, everybody's in lockdown, and even our friends in Malaysia, for example. So just keep that in mind. There's a lot of people working remote that normally would be at maybe our R&D center or in Tokyo and some of our different groups, but we are able to communicate online. So there is stuff being working on, all right? So just keep that in mind, guys. Any update is good. The major ones are coming, but just keep in mind we are in the middle of a pandemic, and it is kind of cool to wake up and see, hey, here's a new update to kind of tighten up the Fantom a little bit more. But don't worry, major updates are coming. But as a reminder, we are in a pandemic, so just just be nice. That's all that's in there. Let's see, Daniel. Thank you for your kind words. Yeah, we're trying to spread as much knowledge as we can. As soon as I can get MainStage going on here, and I'm uninstalling stuff, and it's my fault. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. So I was just like, what's going on? And Scott warned me. Scott's always my guy that says, Ed, make sure. Okay, let's go ahead and let's read some more. Oh, I'm gonna ask Scott first. Somebody asked, Canon Guy 1 asks, what's your favorite Roland keyboard? Scott, what's your favorite Roland? And then I'll go next.
Okay, so you've got what's your favorite and what did you actually own, I think is probably the way to divide that. It's
Good.
like my favorite, obviously, has always been the Jupiter 8. As far as the way that it looks, it's just something that was extremely lusted after. You could tell in videos during the 80s, even if the name Roland was gaffed, you could tell that was a Jupiter 8. You could see those heat fins and things like that. I did have a Jupiter 6, which I absolutely loved and loved the build quality. I loved the Juno 60. I loved the D50. There was something, I had a DX7, but going into that D50 with the chorus and the reverb, it just put it into a whole nother thing. And it was just like, wow. So I would say in that time zone, it was those keyboards, but the Jupiter 80 on top of it had a sound quality that was just unbelievable, and absolutely loved that, and how it didn't take much to just play a couple chords and all of a sudden you were just in another world. But yeah, I have different feelings with the analog stuff, some of the digital stuff, and I've always loved the Roland sound. So it's nice to see a lot of that stuff coming over even into the Fantom or the Jupiter X and things like that. That's bringing a lot of those feelings and familiarity back. What about you, Ed?
For me, it's a hard one. Probably like you, I have many favorites because to me there is no one particular Roland that is like the favorite, because each of the boards, I kind of feel like each one has its job. Each one has its job, and I have a different love for each one depending on what their job was. And don't worry, I'm still working on stuff in the background. For me, one of my first Rolands that I fell in love with was the XP50. That was the first time I was able to get into sequencing, and so that one was very instrumental in for during my college days and for gigging, and also for taking care of myself. The XP50 taught me a lot. Wasn't the most user-intuitive keyboard, but through other XP50's users that I found at other music stores, we exchanged numbers back then, no internet. I learned a lot, and that one was a great one to cut my teeth on. The XP50, not the 80, because the 80 had an entirely different operating system. And so for me, in my heart, XP50 still has a special place. Also, the JX3P, that was the first keyboard that we ever had our house. I wasn't allowed to touch it, but of course, yeah, whatever. And so I used to touch it all the time, and I learned a lot of things. And that was actually the first sequencer for me. I think that was a one-part step sequencer. I think you had to put it in by the steps. You had to put it was just like a one-track kind of thing. And I sequenced La Bamba, of all things. That's a dark secret. So, and then years later, I fell in love with the RDs, and it's been pretty much the RD series. I think the first one for me was the RD 300, and it was a must-have. Of course, I was a college student, couldn't have because I was poor. Then the 500, and I wanted that one because Eddie Palmieri, a famous Latin jazz salsa piano player, was using it. I was like, oh, it's great. And Ramsey Lewis used to have BET Jazz Central, I think it was called, and I saw that in there. And then, of course, the A90 was a one, and then I would see George Duke on it. And then I went and saw Miami Sound Machine with Gloria Estefan, and the keyboard player had it split and layered, and I was like, what is this? I'd never seen that before. And then, so I'm kind of going old school a little bit, but then, of course, the JV 1080 was a favorite of mine, and then all the Fantoms, being the first Fantom, the FA76, what it was called, and then the Fantom X was another major. That was a major one for me because that's when I started working at Roland, and then Fantom G, and then of course, I'm forgetting the VK7, the VK8 for the organs. You know, those are it. I ended up buying a VK8, and then I bought last year. I found a VK88, which I love that too. Let's see. Oh, all the vocal designer stuff, the VP 550, and then the VP 770, the VP 7, and then the V-Synth GT. So I'm all over the place. I love a lot of them. Of course, the Jupiter 80. I ended up buying my Jupiter 80 because it's so beautiful. Makes your mama cry. I just love that one. So for me, I'm all over the place. I'm loving the Fantom. I'm loving the Jupiter X. So, of course, the Keytars, the AX1 and the XP50 together. I used to play a ton of gigs with those, and I'm still trying to open up MainStage over here. And then, so I'm all over the place. I love all of them, and then I always will figure out a reason, why, because each keyboard has its special place to me. Each one. The Gaia, I almost forgot about that. The SH01 Gaia. So there's a lot of them. JDXI is a new little one. I just enjoy that one because it's so little and I can do so much with it, and it's just cool. But I'm all over the place with them, and now I'm starting to really enjoy Roland Cloud because I can actually access a lot of the old synths and even synths like the Jupiter 8 and the D50 stuff I never owned, and I can actually access them. So that's cool. All right, let's go ahead and read some more. Let's see. I'm looking. Someone asked what let's see. What would love if they would come up with an iOS version of MainStage. Yeah, me too. Talk to Apple. That's not Roland. Right, Scott? That's not Roland's thing. That's Apple's thing. So
that's Apple. Yeah. It's a good question. I mean, especially with the iPad Pros now and the kind of power that they have and the storage, you would think they shouldn't be too far off from making that happen. But I don't know. There could be some constraints that we're not aware of because we're not programmers. But yeah, I mean, how awesome would that be?
Look at this, guys. I'm so close. Look, I have MainStage. It's right there. But then it's like, it's not letting me in. Let me in. Hold on. Let me in. Please.
Yeah, Greg, I think Ed is on Mojave 1014 on this computer.
Oh, yeah.
It's also an older computer he's trashed.
I haven't trashed it, Scott.
I'm kidding.
I resent that. No.
I just wanted to see if you were listening.
I am. Look, this computer still has the protective case on it. Look, look at this. Look. It still has protective case. This computer's just been all over the world and all through airports and stuff. So leave it alone. Yeah, I'm on Mojave right now. 10.14.6, I think it is.
Yeah.
And so it should work. And so anyway, that's trying to get it to work. I am going to get it to work because it has worked before, and I'm just like, why aren't you working now? Of course you're not working now, but we're going to get it to work. Let me answer some more questions while I got that. Hey, thank you. I got this T-shirt at my local synth, my synth repair guy. What's his name? Here it is, Centaur. Centaur. Not sponsored by Centaur, but hey, maybe I'll talk to them. Nice people. A lot of great old synths in there. And let's see. Glad you can understand us. Let's see. The stable system matters, not throwing stones. Bug fixer. Yeah. Please appreciate the bug fixes. That'd be cool. Daniel says he's had almost all of them. Jupiter 8 is great, like the D50. Absolutely. The D50, if you guys aren't subscribed to Roland Cloud, if you can get Roland Cloud and D50, when you look at the editor, and Scott and I did some of this with the editor of the D50, you see the roadmap for modern synths for like the next 30 years. If you understand the D50, because that's when we got into what, Scott, the time variant stuff. So time.
Yeah, it was all PCM, but it was the first linear synthesizer. But yeah, any of the T's, time variant filter, time variant amp, and so on and so forth. Ed's 100% right.
This time. So.
And it used, what was it, 4 partials, I believe?
I think
four
it was
partials.
I think it was 4 stereo partials, I think.
Or was it 8? I can't remember.
I have to review, but that was something that's real cool. Let's move on. Let's see. Love my JX8P, and my JX10. Oh, MKS piano module. Just so you guys know, everybody's asking for the MKS. What is it? The MKS 20? That's the piano module. Is that right, Scott? Yeah, I think that,
I don't remember.
I think the MK, or is it MKS 80? I always forget because one
of them was a Super Jupiter. See, this is the problem that we run into. There's so many products that we need to know, and at the time of launch of products like the D05, Ed and I were like D50 experts. And then, of course, you start to learn all this other stuff, and then it starts to meld together or eject a little bit out. But it's like it doesn't take much to refresh, but
no,
that's why sometimes we're trying to remember. Is that right, Scott? Is that right, Ed? It's because everything just kind of blends together.
Yeah, because you're learning different engines of different keyboards, and then you're like, well, this engine's different because the keyboard's supposed to be do this, and it's really like a mind like what is this? Here, I'm removing stuff on here, and we're gonna get there. One thing's that so that's just something cool. Let me see. Hold on. Yes, get rid of it. Driver settings. Okay, cool. So I'm still trying, guys. We're gonna get there. I am gonna win on this MainStage thing. Okay, let's answer some more. Let's see. Juno 106. Someone loves Juno 106. Absolutely. Oh, Nico says for him the G70 and the Fantom G. I can't read that last one. Fantom G, and he loves the Fantom 8. But for me, the G70 was a game changer about my attitude on arrangers. I never really realized how strong an arranger was, and so before that time where I worked on the G70, I was just like, arrangers, poo-poo, But then I realized from working on the G70, I was like, man, this thing's. At that time point, it was that or the Fantom X. I was like, this thing's just as strong in some ways. It's different than as the Fantom X. In some ways, it's better in some ways, So it really taught me to not be such a workstation. If it's not a workstation, I don't want to talk about it. It really taught me to respect the power of those things. And there's a lot of good ones out there, too. Let's go ahead and read some more. If someone asks whom you like from Roland, I will say both Ed and Scott because both does different job. That's cool. Yeah, actually, Scott and I do the same job, but it's all good. It's all good. But we work really well together.
We bring completely different things in, and that's another reason why we work so well together is Ed could walk you through the old whiteboard stuff that we would do, and it's just it's great because he'll bring up ideas that I didn't think of, and I'm sure I do the same. At least I hope I do.
Absolutely.
And we play different. We're into different things, So it's a bigger scope than having a duplicate of somebody.
Yeah, because each one of us, even a lot of the product specialists, even though they might be on the same team, a lot of them have different experiences and stuff like that. So it makes it really a fun thing because. Like I said, I don't think of things as quite the same as Scott and vice versa. And also, I know with our work relationship that we're both able to just throw out random ideas or stuff that other people might ridicule you about that we're just like, no, that's a good idea. Let's try it. All right, let's move on. Let's see. Greg. Let's see. Greg says, it would be awesome if at some point someone at Roland could spend some time with Catalina to work on fixing the DAW control. You know, I was looking, I forget who posted it in one of the groups. They showed me a way to where you could tell the DAW control to work, and it was something where you just had to have a handshake between the DAW control and the Fantom, and it was via Logic and stuff. And so
the other thing too is that the driver for the Fantom is a 64-bit driver.
Oh, there it is.
They're doing this because Apple is trying to get everybody to go over to 64-bit. It's got a little bit more capabilities and things like that. And I do know that some 32-bit drivers, if they're installed in your machine, can interfere a little bit. So I know that they are on top of that. But just like everything else, you know, they're manufacturing a synthesizer and the drivers to work with the computers, and then the computers are constantly changing and doing their thing. So they're chasing that in a weird way. I'm sure things will be, you know, hopefully working soon, but I would be curious, Greg, what's the exact issues you're having? Is it just not coming up, or are you running into other issues with connecting to your computer?
Yeah, that's always good if we know those issues. I know Scott's real good at diagnosing that, and you know, a lot of our other guys in product support. Shout out to Jay Cripnip if you're watching. Shout out Jay and all the rest of the guys out there. Roger and Moki and let's see, Abe and who am I? I'm forgetting.
Travis.
Justin. Don't forget Travis. He'll call me up.
Andy.
Yeah. Andy in his office. So just a shout out to all those guys out there that are working. You know, so and there's a lot of us working also on the different parts of the world. I don't know everybody, but those are the guys at our U.S. office. All right, let's talk a little bit more. Oh, look at this, Lord Tunes, piano reviewer. I'm gonna say it probably because your name is Lord Tunes, piano reviewer. I just think it's cool. It says, when is the Jupiter X releasing? My God, I've been waiting. That's my best Charlton Heston kind of thing while my computer starts up. Lord Tunes. Hopefully next month. Hopefully. But we're not sure what's going on because of this virus with the shipping. You know, I'm not involved in that part of the logistics, neither is Scott, but we will ship it as soon as it is available because I'm not sure what's happening with the coronavirus as far as shipping from Japan and other countries like that. So just hold on. It is coming. Don't
The
worry.
last I heard, the docs were still going forward, but again, you know, this stuff can change on a dime, and anything can hold something up, especially if they're in fear of the safety of the people. So
absolutely,
I know it sucks, but the biggest thing is that everybody is safe and taken care of, so they're going to do and take whatever measures that they have to. So we don't know. It could be right on schedule. It could be a little bit delayed. It could be a lot delayed. I hope not. But, you know, let's just keep our fingers crossed and just pray that everything's still moving forward and that people are staying safe.
Yeah, and just know that, Roland, we want to sell it. You know, that we get to keep our jobs if we sell it, just FYI. So, yeah, absolutely. Hey, shout out to Mark Tronics over there. He says he's at the car dealership working. Hey, Mark, are you selling any cars right now? I know my wife told me some rumor she has to find it, something about an Audi with, is it Audi or Audi, that's available for 10 months, no payments for 10 months. And so I am not going to look into that, just FYI. So that's out there. And XP50 Player says MKS20 equals the RD1000, which, thank you. I always forget. Maybe we can remember, Scott. MKS80 Jupiter 80 Jupiter.
Super Jupiter. Yeah, I think it was the Super Jupiter.
Yeah, so we can remember it that way.
Which I did have for a short amount of time. Somebody let me borrow it, and I had that. I remember that was a blast.
And so just for you guys that are on here, the MKS20, the full engine, is inside the RD2000. What? And we're going to talk about that tomorrow. So that's in there, just FYI. And I restarted my computer, and I'm killing things that don't need to be up. And hopefully that will adjust. and I'm trying to get it going. So yeah, remember that MKS20. If you don't look for that one's long gone. And if you find one, it's really old, or the RD1000. If you find it, cool, But those are old products, 1986, I believe, 86 and 87. So you can get the RD2000 for the same price that you could probably find those, and that's it. Marktronics says maybe April mate. Jupiter X, yeah. Marktronics, go sell some cars. Anyway, no, I'm glad you're here. Lord Tunes, thanks, man. Laugh a lot. I hope it's early April, because if it's late April, I would flip. No flipping. But if you do flip at home. Just FYI. Just a safety tip there. Marktronics, don't rile up Lord Tunes by telling him it could be pushed back. Okay? Stop it. and yeah, Roland is on lockdown here in California. The Roland offices are on lockdown, but all of our employees, I know through the U.S., and I'm pretty sure through the world, right, Scott? Everybody's working at home and, figuring out the best way to help our users. And
absolutely. The thing is that we're all, working from home and doing all that stuff. Unfortunately, my wife still has to go to work every day because the hardware store is an emergency or essential or whatever. Unfortunately, I'm curious to see where things are going to go, because instead of people coming to the store where she works to get what they need, like a water heater broke or a refrigerator went or something like that, which you can totally understand, there's people going there treating it like a mall, where they just want to roam around and do stuff, and it's causing issues and it's endangering people. So, absolutely go out if you have to and stuff, but please, be smart. Be smart. If you need something to do, try and figure something else out than just roaming around in a store because it happens to be open.
Absolutely.
It's just, these are not the times to do that. So sorry, that's my little soapbox thing. I'll get off.
No, it's totally cool. Scott is right. Find something to do. Also, make sure you support each other. I see a lot of different, different musicians doing FaceTime concerts, YouTube concerts, Instagram concerts. Support those musicians by watching. Oh, come on, MainStage. It's still working. Support those musicians by giving them a tip here and there on their Venmo, and or also some of the Apple Pay or whatever. Support those musicians. Give them a little something or whatever you can afford. That'll be cool. So we can keep on doing that from there. Also, I'm going to probably do a video that I'll share on streaming devices, because there's a lot of them available that you can use. A lot of them that Roland makes at various price points, and that's something that's real cool. So I want you to see that. All right, let me see here. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Greg's, yeah. Having DAW control installed breaks the ability to send and receive patch changes. We're going to talk about DAW control. I'm still trying to get MainStage, and I'm almost there, but I might almost give up on it, and we just go and kind of talk about some other stuff. Maybe in there.
I also replied to that down below, because you're running Catalina on one of the computers you're running.
Oh, yeah.
That we could check that out as soon as we can to see if it is sending program change. I'm pretty sure the artist I was just working with that did a tour through the UK before all this went down was running Catalina. He was running everything USB, and program change and everything else was working. Don't quote me on that. I'd have to double check, but we'll try and look into it and see if we can offer some assistance there, Greg.
Look, I just put it on here. Look, I got the circle of death. I was going. I touched the cursor, and it's thinking. It's thinking. MainStage is thinking. Everybody, but we might move on. Because we're not gonna waste this time. At the very least, I hope you guys are just kind of having fun hanging out. Let's see. Thomas Cook just let's see. Hard to know how much. Let's see. Daniel puts. Let's see. Blah blah blah. Oh wait, I'm getting this up. Daquan puts. I need the Jupiter X2. Ha ha ha. Stop it, Daquan. Don't add to the craziness. But yeah, you do need the Jupiter X. So go ahead and order now from your favorite musical dealer, either in person or online. So available. Anyway, yeah, put that in there. So that way, that's cool. Hard to know how much right now until the virus runs its course. MainStage. Okay, we're going to move on from MainStage, and I'm going to get that going. So we're going to go a different pattern. All right, and I'll switch the title of this for you guys. It says, Thomas says, please add multi-sampling and linear sequencing to Fantom. Please. We're talking. We'll see. I know multi-sampling is in there, but we'll see what else happens. I know that all of our different keyboard guys throughout the world are working on things for you, while we're locked up. While we're all locked up, a lot of us and the engineers are actually working on our Fantoms and figuring out cool things for you. So just keep that in mind. Daquan Bowen says, will there be a Fantom rack? Will there be a Fantom rack?
We addressed this before. I don't think so personally, but you never know. You never know what they could do or what they're working on right now. I mean, R&D is extremely closed-lipped. We don't find out about products until they're like almost ready. Sometimes. Yeah. So keep in mind, I don't see how it would be the same thing, because you kind of need that touch screen and you need some other things that are sitting there that make the Fantom what they are. So if it was even a rack, it'd have to be huge. It'd have to be like a four space or something like that. But I don't know. We never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Ed?
My thoughts are, when we put out the Integra 7, we know that we're not going to sell a ton of Integra 7, and the reason why is that software has kind of killed racks, and software back, I think, for at least 15 years now or more, has been like the mainstay, and that's what killed the racks. The computer software killed the racks, and then also iPad apps killed them. And I'm not mad at them, but that's what killed it, because I think back at the end of the early 2000s, we started seeing a decline in racks and more of the software kind of moving into that space.
The other thing too, it's funny because Ed sold me an XV5050.
I sure did, and I was a good sales guy.
Early 2000s, and that's how we met. But yeah. The racks, especially in stores nowadays, they wind up in a rack thing. They're not hooked up. They're off to the corner if they're even in there, or they put them in their little studio section, and they're not hooked up. People don't even realize they exist unless they're online or watching Roland or other manufacturers' websites and things like that. And that really hurts the sales of those things too.
Yeah. So, probably not, but you never know. You never know. All right, let's see. Yeah, Greg, put up a video, put together a new video so we could know. And then I say Ski Jump Toes, great name. It says, oh, I was then going to clean my studio and seeing your live. Perfect company. Clean your studio. Mine is a mess right now on the over there because I'm always ripping it apart and putting it back together. But, I'm organizing cables. I'm doing a cable count for all of you guys that are old music store guys. I'm taking all my stuff. Yeah, give it a wiggle. I got you, Mark. Okay. And let's see. XP50 could be a new Integra with Fantom guts. Could be. You never know what's on there. Walter Galindo. Hey, Walter. Is the Roland Cloud selling? Well, yeah, go and buy it. And then we sold it. No, go ahead. It's actually doing good. Like I said, I'm not on here to give any kind of numbers, and I'm not really involved in the number side, I just try and do good, and Scott, we try and do good with our customers and our dealers and share information for you on how to work this gear and also for our dealers on how to sell it. So, I'm not involved in that part of the business, but I think they're doing okay. But any more people added on will just help it do better, in my opinion. That's totally fine. I'm trying to back way here. I'm trying to open up Logic and then open up MainStage and then close Logic. I shall trick you, MainStage. I shall trick you. So we'll open up Logic real quick. Great. I have Logic, and I'm just going to open up a project here. Great. Okay, cool. And now I'm going to open up MainStage and see. Watch, Scott. Watch this work. You know.
Oh, please.
Yeah, watch this. I got skills, bro. Look, MainStage is going to be like, oh, okay. Oh, well, if Logic is open, maybe I'll open. And then I'm going to close Logic, and MainStage is going to be like, what? What is this trickery? So, all right, let me answer some more questions while that's going on there. Thanks, Daniel. Let's see. Thomas Cook, just one question which always bugs me. The Fantom G has an 8.5 display, and the new one has a 7.5 touch display. Well, I don't know how to answer that. Maybe it was just the touch display. Oh, look, everybody. I tricked you. Okay, watch this, everybody. I'm going to close out Logic. Oh, let's see. Close out Logic. Boom.
Is it going to work?
It is working. Woo! Look at that. All right.
So you can use Mark's quote there. You gave it a wiggle.
Oh no! Don't encourage Mark. Don't encourage Mark.
All right, so there's a couple other questions
Woo.
here.
Good. I'm getting this set up.
Thomas Cook, just one question which always bugs me. Fantom G has an 8.5 display, and the new Fantom 8 has a 5-inch touch display. I think you kind of answered your own question. It's a touch display. There's more money involved in manufacturing the touch than the 8.5. But I will agree that Fantom G display was beautiful. The problem I had is that I kept trying to touch it, and I kept bouncing off of the screen. But you know, they make the calls based on what's going to work in the design, what's going to give the most touch. I mean, having the touch on the Fantom is huge, especially when you're like shaping waveforms as far as like the filters and things like that. Doing that in the G, yeah, it would look cooler, but it would have been harder to do. I don't know. I mean, we don't have any say on that type of stuff, on what they do. But we just have to work with it and go with it. But yeah, I understand where you're coming from totally.
Okay, I'm getting this open, guys, right now, and okay, I'm gonna go into the preferences. I mean, let me answer one more question real quick. Let's see. What la means the awesome DJ not working. All right, cool. So okay, I got it working, and this was just my computer thing. I'm gonna go to my preferences real quick, and I'm gonna go into the audio and take a look. And right now it's set for built-in output. I'm going to switch it over to Fantom. Switch it to Fantom. Great. And audio input, which I'm not using, but I'll go ahead and put it on Fantom as well. Great. And so we should be good there. MIDI, let's see. Setup. Oh, I think it already shows the Fantom in there. I'll let it catch up, go a little slow for you guys. And I think it already shows the Fantom in there. Oh, look, it shows. Look, here's a good example, guys. I'm always doing other keyboards and stuff. Like I do a lot of, here's a good look at aggregate devices. Like I made an aggregate device, which is a Rubik's plus a FA plus a JDXI, and here's so you see all of those in here. So I'm gonna choose the Fantom. There we go. Maybe that's my problem, Scott. You'll see the screen when it comes up that I have in the MIDI. Maybe it's because I have all these aggregate devices in here that I have made, and so maybe I need to go in and delete them. You know, maybe that might be my problem. Once again, it might be me, guys. I'm always doing experiments with aggregate devices and all of the gear. So,
and this one also has that profile. That you may have to start a new profile or something like that with MainStage. I'm trying to remember how I finally got mine to work.
All right, cool. And I see if I got it going. And yeah, we'll try and find that profile real quick. Oh, I don't think I installed that profile the other day. So let me go into here. When we were doing that, let me open up a new window right here. Let me see. Let me just get into that download window and I'll share it with you guys. Hold on, I'm almost there. Yep, here we go. Oops, here we go. All right, so there's all the expansion boards we were working on for the Fantom. Let's see, there's the Fantom plugin. Oh, here's the profile, which I think I already installed. I think I already installed that, Scott. See if you see. Yeah, because there's the DAW. If we take a peek, that is the DAW right in there. Oh, wait, Logic MainStage plugin usage guide. So there it is. Start MainStage. Right, I'm looking right here, guys. It says Start MainStage. Open the concert you want to use. Press the Fantom's DAW control button. Let's see. All right, so we're going to give that a shot and see if we can get that going. So let me just make this go back down. Oops. For you guys. All right. All right, so let me see. I'm trying to get back to the original layouts of MainStage right here. And let me see if I can find that. See, close. And hopefully I have. Where's all my other MainStage stuff? I don't even know where the original MainStage stuff. I might have to. I'll do that tonight. I'll take this guy out and just get it back going. All right. So I'm going to do MainStage here. And I'm just loading this old concert. I don't even know what it is. It's from 2017. And then we'll try and get the Fantom talking. Oh, here it is. Here, this will work. Make sure it looks good on the screen for you guys. Right there. And you're hearing the Fantom. And I am going to hit right here the digital control. Please connect to the PC. Okay, let's see what's going on right here. Let's see. Okay, let's see here. Get this going. I'm going to try real fast. I'm going to unplug the Fantom USB real fast. And get this going again. See what's going on. And I'm going to just restart the Fantom because I already restarted the computer a couple times to get it working and get MainStage working. And we're going to get that up and running. So get the Fantom up and running. And then I'm going to use the built-in output right there for this guy. And before I do that, I'm going to go back into the system preferences right here and kind of get it going. So we'll get that. See if any questions while that's the Fantom's starting up. Let's see. Okay, hold on. All right. And I'm just going to the sound so I can see when the Fantom grabs on into here. And let's get that going. Fantom still starting up. And we'll get it 1 second. Should come up. And there it is. Do you want to use the audio device? Yes, I do for MainStage. Absolutely. All right. Great. Okay, great. And let me just touch the keys here. Says it's going. And that's me. That's me playing right here on the Fantom. Let me go ahead and check. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and let's do a split screen so you guys can see. So I'm going to see the Fantom and that. See if we can get it going real quick. And I'm going to turn on, if I remember correctly, it's been a minute. I'm going to turn on this one for the turn it to green. And right now we're just hearing the Fantom, but I'm going to go ahead and turn down my internals and get it running right here. And Scott, go ahead and monitor the questions while we get this going, please, sir. And
you got it.
And we'll see what we got. And I'm hitting MainStage, and I'm getting signal here. So we'll go into preferences here. Let me just check the audio right there. And yes, it is doing Fantom, but I'm not hearing it. It's all set. Just a goofball check. My volume is up. My Fantom is up. You can hear it there. I just turned it back down. And so now I am going to see what's going on there. Oh, here we go. What is this? Let me go ahead and Alchemy. Yeah, Fantom. Turn these guys on. All right. Check this out. Let's go back. MainStage. It was probably just the whole MainStage thing. And I'm going to get this, probably go ahead and uninstall. All right. So let's give it a shot. Oh, do we have? We have something good. All right. Everybody watch your volume. I'm going to go. Okay. I heard it. You heard it. And I don't know why it's not working right now. Hold on. Get it going. You heard it hit it when I was just hitting with the key with the pad, mouse pad. It was working. And let's go ahead. I'm gonna take a look inside my Fantom here and see if I can figure that out. What's going on? So I'm gonna go, just so you guys can see. I'm gonna go Shift, and I'm gonna look inside. I'm gonna look inside right here and see what we can figure out right away. So right now it's set for external, and so see if what's going on. I'm going to go ahead and go down, and let's see what we can figure out is going on here. Okay, and those are knob assignments and slider assignments, and we're going to take a look why it's not. You know what? Maybe it's not on the right MIDI channel. Let me go ahead and switch. Let me go ahead and switch this one here, and I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to turn it to external, and maybe that's my issue. No, it's not working either. Okay, we'll figure that out. Scott, you still there?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, I'm here. I'm answering. Thomas had a question about the MX1.
Okay.
Yeah, it's. I don't know if it's the computer that's having an issue because you probably have it configured for so many different things, or exactly what's going on. This is something that it's one of those things that we go through it too, and it's good to kind of see if we can figure it out.
Yep.
But you know, sometimes it's just plug and play, and all of a sudden you're like, yep, and there it is, and everything's perfect. And then other times you've got to kind of go in. But I know, like with this computer, Ed's used it for so many different things, so many different configurations. There could be something in there that is stopping it, that we just haven't figured out what that is
yet. And I don't want to move it onto my main computer because that's what's doing all the streaming and stuff. But what I'll probably do is I'm going to uninstall everything from this computer that's not being used, and it's so I can get it back up and running. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and put MainStage on the back burner because I think I'm having a computer issue, which is kind of cool. You know, you're going to have computer issues from time to time. Let's go ahead and move on to sequencing, okay, on this guy. That's cool. And see, I'm looking real quick. All right, you guys are doing stuff. Oh, someone just asked a question that I definitely want to address. Lars just asked, the keyboard switch group is great, but do you think it will be possible to change them with a pedal? Personally, I don't really want them to change with the pedal because we got to remember what the switch group is. And Scott and I have talked about this both as like players, at live players. And here's my take on it. The live switch group is designed so that way you could reach over real quickly and switch different combinations of sounds within your scene. So I don't want that in a pedal because what if I need to go back? So I have 16 pads, which could have 16 different configurations within a scene, but what if I want to go back? That's not what it's for. It's for that way, live if I'm playing, I can go ahead and have a... Within a scene, I could have maybe one configured, pad 1 is configured for pianos and string, 1 and 2, let's say, MIDI channels. Pad 3 is configured for strings, piano, and pads. Let's say pad 13 is configured for a simple lead, which could be MIDI channel 13. Pad 14 could be for a layer of leads from MIDI channel 13, 14, 15, and 16. And then, but what if in the middle of the song I want to move back to hit pad 3, which was piano, strings, and voice, choirs. So, in my opinion, I don't think it should. I don't think it should. If that's something you want, you can do that inside by switching scenes with the pedal. Isn't that correct, Scott? We can switch scenes with the pedal, and that's probably what I would do. Or I would also use it to have the scene chain switch with the pedal. Which can we do that? Let me see. I don't even remember right now.
Can you do what? Say it again.
Can we change scenes with scene chain with the pedal? And I want to say yeah.
Absolutely.
I want to say yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I got my scene chain here, and I just have 2. But I could go in here, and I'm going to hold down Shift, and I'm going to move my pedal. I got my pedal just into hold right now. I'm going to move it into controller 3. I'm going to hold down Shift, and I'm going to step on it. I didn't give it a wiggle mark. Step on it, and I'm going into here, and it's set natively for Aftertouch, but I believe it's, if I scroll all the way down, I can adjust. Here you go, scene up and down. So I can actually do that right here. So that's probably what I would do, scene up and down. I would set it here. But to answer your question once again, I really don't want the keyboard switch groups with the pedal, because that's not what it's for. And then what if you're in a scene, a different scene, and it's still set up for that, and that's not what you want? So personally, I wouldn't want to do that in here. So that's cool.
Yeah, if you had something major that you were doing, like a piano and strings, and you're going to jump to a brass, and you don't have the time to reach up and hit that, then I would definitely set up a scene up in the pedal, and then just use the pedal to move it. That way your fingers don't come off the keys. And you've got a lot of room there. You got 512 scenes that you can go through. And then if you go into the scene change, those can be in any order. Those can be, 5 of them are this song and 20 or another song, or however you're doing it. And just move through them incrementally. That's definitely another way to do it.
Yeah. All right. So that's kind of what we're thinking there. And like I said, this isn't a bad idea per se. It's just, I don't know, because I know when the keyboard switch groups happen with the FAs, and I realized what it was, and like, oh, this is cool. And then how you can have you can have the keyboard switch groups switch externals for you depending on the pad. I thought that was pretty cool. So that'd be pretty cool right there. All right, I'm going to show you some sequencing stuff, because I'm having issues with my MainStage. I'm going to get that up and running. I'm going to try and have that running for you guys on Wednesday. We'll try this again. I'll change the title of this Synth Talk to more just general keyboard knowledge, and also we're going to do a little bit of sequencing on here. So I don't think we've done much sequencing on here, so let me switch over to the top here, and I'm just going to go to an initialize scene. So scene 14, nothing in that scene. And so if I go inside my sequencer here, and I'm going to start by going into pattern, you can see that there's nothing in the pattern. All right, so I have that, and you know what, I might go ahead, I can move around. I might go ahead on this one, instead of being a piano, I'll go ahead and touch on it. I'm going to choose a drum. I'll go into here and hit the drums so you can see, and I'll go ahead and let's just do this drum right here. Great. So I got that one set for drums. Being an old school keyboard guy, I'm going to go put a bass on number 2. So just so you can see, I'll hit my basses here. Oh, and I already have some scenes, rated. So I'm going to go into my electric basses here, see what I have rated. Well, I only have that one phaser bass, but I might go back. Let's go back. And I'm going to use that comp fingered bass right there. And I'm going to rate that one as 3, because I really enjoy that one. And that one sounds like this. So I have that one there. I'll go ahead and put on number 3, let's put in some kind of electric piano. So I have that, and take a look, and I already have some chosen, so it hits the rating. I have just a couple. Yeah, let's use that chorus EP. So put right there, and let's move. So I have that chorus EP right there, and that'd probably be good just to start off with. What do you think, Scott? We'll just start off with like 3 things there, and so that'll be good.
Yeah, I would. You're doing a sequence right now, right?
Yeah, just do a basic sequence, but I want to show you.
I would do drums, bass, and something like that. Just kind of show how they work together.
Yeah,
something like that sounds good.
So in this one, let me start my camera back up because it starts off after 30. So in this particular one, what we'll do is I'll have it set to where you guys can, I'm going to make it so that way we can record without stopping. Okay, just so you guys know. We can actually record without stopping. And so I'm going to show you how you do that now, because that was something that the linear sequencers did a lot, and I wanted to show you that this one can do that too. All right, so let's go ahead and start off by, I'm going to go ahead and hit record right here. And I'm going to turn down my volume. I'm just going to turn it down regular, just so I can speak to you guys. And right now it's set up in track 3. That's great. Destination A. That's fine. I might go ahead and move it someplace else in a little bit, but it's set also for new and mix. I'm going to go ahead. Let's go ahead. I'm going to start off in track 8 where I have my drums. Okay. So, oops. Get back in here. Track 8. Press the record. I'm going to tell it to do a mix. Now watch this. This is going to be cool. I'm going to put input quantize. Put this one on grid. 16th note is fine. Great. Okay, so now it's on grid. I'm going to have it count into wait note, which means as soon as I touch the keyboard or a pedal, it's going to start recording. That's just a way that I do it. Or for some of you guys, you can do 1 measure count in, 2 measure. I'll do 1 measure count in. All right, great. And then I think I'm going to have it the length maybe 2 measures. All right, cool. So I think that's good. I think we're good. So let's go ahead and record. Let me turn up that volume again. And let's just kind of start recording. And just so you guys can see, let me try and do a split screen on this just so we can share both of these so you can kind of watch. Oh, that actually kind of works. So now I'll come into here and let's do something basic right here. Oh, let me start. 2, 3. I should have started right there, but it's okay. Let it come back around. 2, 3, 4. Right here. Okay, that's okay. A little bit messed up. And you see it stopped recording. But what I could do is go ahead and press record again. And it's recording technically. It's recording, waiting for me. And it didn't switch over to a new pattern because I told it to mix. So now I can come into here and add something else. See, so I can start. There we go. 3, 4. Cool. So it actually recorded that. And it's off of recording. It's not recording right now. It did that and then it stopped. So I can record again. Go ahead and start. 2, see it right there? It's recording. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now it stopped on there, but I'm going to go to record again, and I'm still going to record over that. Start. 3, 4. 1, 2. So I messed up there. Now watch this. This is kind of cool. I could always come in, record again, but this time if I wanted to, I could say, you know what, maybe I want to go ahead and take stuff out. Let's go ahead and figure that out. So I'm going to go ahead and press stop right here, and I'm going to go to edit. And then watch this. These are all my drums. And let me go ahead and take it off the split so you guys can see. So I can go ahead in here, and I can go ahead and let's go shift, and I can move stuff around, or I could go ahead and erase, right? Get that there. So there's all my drums. Let me take that guy out. Didn't mean to put that guy in there. So right, Scott, I can also come in here and just select all of them. So I'm holding down shift. And I can take out those bad notes if I want.
Yep.
Real quick. And I'll get the rest, but now I'll let go, erase, and now they're gone. And now let me get those other guys that are in there. So we can actually go in there and grab all those ones in there. And I think I'm good now. So let me exit, and let's give it a listen. Those congas should be gone now. So press play. That is cool. So now they're gone. So let's go back in here, and I'm going to do the same thing again, but a minute ago when we were recording, it would record those 2 measures, and then just kind of stop, and then you have to press record again. This time I'm going to have it to where it just keeps looping, so a little bit different this time. Still going to do the rhythm, but check out how this is going to be different. So I'm going to come into here again, press record, and let's see. I might come in here where still 1 measured. and I said loop record switch. So it's going to just continuously loop until I tell it to not record, and I'll have to tell it to not record by taking off the record button. So let's see if I do this right. So I'll go ahead and put this in split so you guys can see, and it's still going to do 2 measures, one measure counting, and it's still on 8 pattern 8A. So let's start. So it's going. So it's there, and it's going to loop. Loop record switch is on, so it doesn't matter. I'll come in on the end of 4. And it's still going. So if I wanted to, I could go ahead and kind of keep recording. I'm going to go ahead and take record off. In here, record is off. Let's see if it is. Hopefully I'm right. It's off. It's not recording. I'm essentially going in there and kind of rehearse. So let's add something else. I'm ready. Let's go ahead and start. It's recording. It's recording. I could go. Let's try to press this button, and now it's not recording. So I was able to turn off record here or within here. Let's find something else. Let's start. I'm going to do that. It's recording. It's waiting for me. It's looping. And let's bring in that cowbell. Good. And I can either take recording off here or here. Great. So we have that in there. Now check this out, everybody. I could actually come here, exit from there. I like my vibe. I can either cursor or just touch where I want to. Right there. Well, let's go right here. My finger couldn't do it. Let's go ahead and record that. Record, it brought it up. Make sure you watch your length right there. And let's just give it in there. Let's just see. Okay, let's give it a shot. 2 measures. It's technically recording. 2, 3. Great. Record in. I can exit out and say, I want to do a different pattern. And let me shut off that pattern. And then let me drop this an octave just for us. Put it back up. So let's do a different rhythms line. And I'm going to do it. Record again. And I'm still using the same rhythm, but I'm doing a different bass now. I'm going to adjust it to, and I can do it up to 32, but I'm just doing it real quick for this example too. So let's start. It started. Coming on the 1, 3, 4. And watch this. I don't like that bass. I can come in here and press erase, and I'm going to go ahead and select that where that bass is. Check that out. I just took out that bass, and I'm still technically recording. Good. So I took it out. Let's try it again since I made that mess up. Made practice. And it's recorded that quickly. Once again, if I don't like it, press erase, and I'll just go ahead and either take the one bad note, or I'm going to take the section of notes. That right there. Right there. Okay, let's go ahead and close that part one more time. And record in so I can practice. So I can be like, when I'm ready, let's go ahead and start. Waiting. It's there. Record in. And remember, on that particular one, I said, let's do a different pattern. Now watch this. I'm going to hit the other pattern back. Whoa. Oh, that quickly. And this is all without stopping. Let's do it one more, just so you can see. So I just chose, shut both of those guys off. Let's do one more. Record. And I told it to go to a different destination, but it's set on mix right now. So I can just kind of keep my flow going. I think I like what I want. Ready? Start. It's recording. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. That's there. That can end. Great. Now I'm going to exit for a second, and let's move over to where that electric piano is. Let's record that piano. Let's make it minor. So if I'm ready, let's record. I'm going to put it on 2 bars, but I could have had it on more, but I just want to have it on 2. And that one's going to record on track 3, pattern C. So I'm ready. Let's record. It's recording. And I'll come in right now. Oops. 3, 4. And it's okay. So that's there. Good. Record in. I'll go ahead and exit out of there. I'm going to move up to the next pattern. I'll shut him down. Go to this pattern. And remember, this one was different. So I'll record when I'm ready. Put it on 2 measures. Start. Here it comes. And let's come in right. Go ahead and close. And let's just stop real quick. Is everybody with me? I was just kind of having some fun. And we just used that one pattern that we did over here. Let me get out of the split screen. We did this one pattern, which was just the drums right there. And then we used that one for our basis of all the other stuff. The 3 different bass lines right here. Right there, we just used that one. And all the other ones. And then right now, we just recorded. He's going to shut down. We just did a couple of quick pianos right there. So was everybody with me as far as that? I know that was just a kind of a quick way. And if you want, we could do another example. What is? Let me check what's going on. Does everybody like that? Okay, I see here.
Yeah, one of the questions we had, and you didn't have anything that we could try and demonstrate it to see, because I haven't tried this yet, but Ski Jump Toes was asking if you can record parameter adjustments like cutoff and things like that.
Oh, that's a good question.
Recorded into them.
Let's try. I don't know.
Yep.
Okay, I tell you what. I'm going to do a different sequence, and this time let's go. I'm going to go ahead and use. I am going to use maybe the TR Rec in here. Maybe we could do that.
TR Rec, it would be great to show not only drums but also how to program notes in.
Yeah, let's
and
do that.
how cool that can be, especially if you want to get your own kind of arpeggiation. Because that was the other question that was in here. Can you record arpeggiations? Absolutely.
Yeah.
And once they're in as a pattern, you can then change the arpeggiation and record another one.
So I'm just going to choose another initialized scene. I didn't save anything. Now, this is a good one. On this little Latin thing that I didn't save the scene. So if we were to go right back to where I was, that initialized scene, if I were to look back into the pattern, nothing has been saved. Why, Scott? Why didn't it save? Do you know?
Because I don't know. What was the question?
Okay, the song that I did, the pattern, didn't save because I didn't save the scene. This FYI.
That's right.
Everybody.
Yeah, so
FYI.
it's all stored in the scene. Always constantly write and save and so on and so forth. we're all guilty of doing this, especially when you back out and you're not paying attention. And all of a sudden you're like, I just lost everything. So once you get a track down that you like, write it. Just get in the habit. Write it, then go on and move on and do the next thing.
Yeah. So so we're gonna start. I just chose a new scene. I'll go to a brand new scene. Okay, great. And let's choose some sounds. I'm gonna choose the sounds on the outside of the keyboard rather than inside the sequencer. It doesn't matter. I want you to be able to kind of do both. Okay. So let's go. I'm a sucker. I always put bass in 2. I think that's just an old school General MIDI kind of upbringing. So that's just me. You don't have to. But since I have that there, I'm going to go ahead and choose a bass. And let's choose a bass, maybe some kind of synth bass in here. That one's perfect. Let's use that one. All right. So I guess, Scott, let's go ahead and try and do maybe let's try and do a TR rec with that. Okay, how about that? We'll do a TR rec. And then, but maybe I'll put like 4 on the floor with the drums there, just so we could have something to give us something. So I'm going to go into drums now. And I don't want to use that standard kit. Maybe we'll use something a little more electronic to kind of match that. And I'm using this analog drum. Let's see. That sounds fine to me. Great. So that's what we're using here. That's that analog one. Now I'm going to go in to press the TR rec button. And there it is. Right? All right, cool. So I have this one here. And look at that. Wait, what am I doing, Scott? Am I just putting in notes? Watch this, everybody. Press play. Whoa, wait a minute. So I just chose this. I chose that instrument in the drums. Oh, great. Here we go. So I'm kind of just coming up with a beat just for fun. Great. And let's go ahead and add that quickly. Great. So quickly.
Again, the TR rec mode goes off of the last note it heard at the velocity level that it heard. And once you touch that and start to put it on the grid, it just puts it down. It couldn't be simpler.
That's that quickly, yeah. And I want these guys. What? Did you see how easy that was? Let me do a variation. That quickly, and let me switch the variation back. That quickly. Y'all see that? Did you see this magic move, Scott? You don't got this move. Watch this move. Oh, yeah. All right, cool. So we have that. We just did a basic drums. And now watch what happens when I hit the pattern button. Survey says, what? It's a pattern that quickly. That's pretty cool. So now we have that. We use the TR rec. I'm sorry, I'll switch it to everybody. We use the TR rec to go ahead and kind of input the notes. And then now when we hit pattern, it flipped it over into the pattern. So there it is. Very quick and very easy. Now let's do the same thing this time. But I am going to use maybe that bass right here. Right there. Whoops, wrong. That's not a bass. That's not a bass. Right, Scott? So I'll go ahead and do TR rec again. So that should be that guy. And let's see. What happens? And it's choosing those notes because that's the last note I hit. So I might go in.
You can also do a chord. So if it is a polyphonic sound, you can hold down a chord and hit the button too.
Okay, so we got that. I tell you what, let's use that one. Let's use that one, and let's start messing with because it's technically recorded in TRX. Let's mess with the filter and see what happens. Okay, let's mess with that filter and see if it records those movements. And we're just doing technically one measure.
Yeah, but you got to also double check. See if you can get it to record it into the TRX, but then also you may have to go back to the pattern and hit mix.
Let's try.
Record and then turn it.
Well, let's try it this way first. We're going to try it and see if we can do it from TRX, but I am pretty sure we're going to be able to do it as Scott suggested once that TRX has been flipped in to the pattern and we can put it in mix. I'm pretty sure that's going to work. But let's try it this way first because, that's how we learn. That's how we're like, see if it works. Well, it shouldn't work. Well, will it work? I don't know. Let's try. So that's how we kind of figure stuff out as well. So let's try it this way. I'm going to have it play, and I'm going to adjust the filter of that bass and see what we get. All right, so let me make sure this guy's on. All right, great. Here we go. Let's play. And squeal a little bit. And I'm going back and forth as it's looping, so it's probably changing whatever those are. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens if it did it. Sounds like it didn't, Scott. Sounds like it just went to the last one. Now let's.
Yeah, in TRX mode, you may have to turn the dial and then put down a pad, and then turn the dial and put down a pad, because you're in like a step edit, or go into step edit and do that way.
Well, let's try it this way. I like your idea. If we flip this over into the pattern where it's going to go, and then do a mix, it should work. So let's do that, everybody. Let's try this, and then we can try. The way that Scott is going. As I'm putting a note, I'll be tweaking that note. As I'm putting that note into that step, I'll tweak it before I put it into the step, and so that way it'll take it that way. But I'm thinking what Scott's saying and what I kind of want to do is more real time and see what happens. So let's try that, Scott. So it's here, the bass. I'm going to hit pattern, and look what we have there. There is the pattern. I'm going to hit record right here, and I don't want it to go new. I want it to be mix. So let's just have it here. I'll just let it do wait note, and I'm going to tell it to loop, and let's see what we get. So here we go. So now I'm going to start tweaking it and see what we get. All right, let's see if it recorded those movements, because we were going with the filter open, close, and let's see what we got. So let's see. Doesn't look like it grabbed it in that particular case. Looks like it was just doing as I was doing it, but it doesn't appear it was grabbing it. Let's try one more time, and if anybody has a suggestion, because we make mistakes, but we will try again. Hey, Aaron! Our brother from another mother, Mr. Aaron Marino, is here. What's up, bro? This is how keyboards do it, yo. Anyway, let's get back to it. This is a shout out to our bro. Yeah, DJ Ed. Yeah, that's me. All right, so cool. So we'll try that there. And I don't think it did it there. Any suggestions, Scott? I would be totally open just to see what we can do.
Nope. I would think that's the place that it would grab it and check it. So again, this is something that we put on the wish list.
Yeah,
it's
so
not working,
Well, it's not available. I wouldn't say it's working, because if it wasn't, we just say it's not available at this time. Let's try another way. I'm going to try this time. Let's get out of here right here. Oops, I don't want. Now remember, if I accidentally go to another scene, it blows out everything. So I don't want to do that. I'm going to go back into zone view so I can kind of see. And I can hit zone view, 1 zone, 4 zones, 8 zones, or 16, just FYI. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in 4 zones. And this time, let me hear what that bass is doing one more time. So it's kind of doing like an F thing. So let's go ahead and find something else. And we're going to go into maybe our synth area right here. And I don't want to lead, so I'm going to press enter. And let's take a look at some of the different synths that are available to us right here. I think there were some polys in here. So I can do the drop-down menu. And we can see, oops, wrong way. Here we go. I think it was what synth, a bunch of synth leads. Oh, here we go. Synth polykeys in the pad area. So, okay, and synth polykeys. And let's on this example, let's try and put some synth poly leads. And do I have some favorite? Yeah, I have my favorite. Poly saws. I love this sound. That's me. All right, cool. So let's try this time, Scott. Let's do a TR rec. And we're going to try and put chords into the steps of the TR rec. And let's see what happens. So I'll just press play real quick. All right. So we got that. So let's go ahead and go. Let's go ahead and put that in here. So now that should be there. Let's see what we get. And let's go ahead and put another one. And let's do one more. And see if it brought in those chords as we wanted. Let's see what happens. And let's see. I'm just curious. And I can go ahead and adjust the volume of those. So it looks like it was just brought in one note at a time. What do you think, Scott? I'm going to try and do it again. Let's go ahead and clear these guys out. And that's a great thing about TR Rec. If you did something and you don't like it, just unselect it. Go ahead, Scott. I'm sorry.
I was going to say mute the other parts and just verify, because they're going to be quick stabs. They're only 20. They're only 16th notes, 16th chords.
Let's do it this. That brings you to a good. So wait a minute, Scott. You're telling me I can adjust? Wait. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and put it on 16ths for now. We can do that. Maybe we can draw them longer using the piano editor. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one in here. And Maynard's here. All right, Maynard, we hear you. So I go ahead and I'm going to adjust. So I'm going to put this guy here a couple different ways, and then great, and then put him a different way. Put them there, and let's put another one in here. Oops, too much. And I'll put that there. And let's see what we got. All right, here we go. Now, here's some cool stuff going on, but what if we want to go in and edit this? Let's go ahead and flip it over into the pattern area right there, and let's see, where do I go, Scott? I think we go into what? Pattern utility, is that right? Let's go ahead and take a look. Pattern.
That's going to change duration and things. Yeah, if you want to go into the microscope.
Oh, I'm sorry,
which
edit.
Is more or less TR Rec, yeah.
There it is. Edit. So that's where you go. Let's go, everybody go again. So now we're in pattern. Pattern right there. It says it. I'm sorry. Pattern right there at the top. And then we're going to go not into pattern utility, because that's where we would get into quantize, rename, import, export, stuff like that, delete. Let's look at modify. That can get us to the same spot. A little bit different spot, but for a lot of you guys, want to go to edit. And so edit, that takes us right to the piano screen. Or we get back to pattern. We could just go directly to edit. So two different ways to get to the edit screen right here. So that's kind of neat right here. So if we wanted to, I could say that guy. I can adjust that duration of him a little bit right here. And we can draw it over a little bit. And come into these guys. And have it to where I can and let's see what we get. Oops, I duplicated that guy. And let's see what happens now. So that's pretty cool. I can always undo. Let's see. Undoes the last one that we did. So it's kind of cool that way. We can do that. Let's do another example right now. I'm going to go back to that pattern view right here, and I'm going to do I'm going to come in and let's shut this guy down real quick. I'm going to hold it down so he doesn't play, and I'm going to hold this one down so it doesn't play. And I'm going to go ahead and let's do an arpeggio. Let's do an arpeggiation of the bass guy. Okay. Let me go ahead and check the chat before we do that. So we're just going to have fun. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. Let me see. Why does the step not record automation? Okay, we'll see what happens. Then send it to pattern. Okay. Where am I at, Scott? Usually on our own. Sure notes to learn.
What are you trying to do?
Oh, okay.
You're trying to do arpeggio?
No, I'm just looking to see what anyone.
All good. Yeah, because I've got another one for you when you're done with all this of how to use the step mode.
I want to go ahead and real quick adjust this. Ski jump toes. This is great. He says, as demonstrators, are you left to learn hardware yourself, or do you attend a workshop? And Scott said, usually on our own, then we share notes and learn from each other. Yeah, here's the cool thing. As a demonstrator, and I'm not sure if this was for everybody, but a lot of times we get together with other demonstrators and other nerds like us, and we just kind of just go at it. A lot of times you're on your own, because when you usually get a product like these, there's no manual. There's nothing written. Usually. It's very rare to get any kind of instruction. So your job a lot of times is to figure it out. And a lot of times when we're working on these, the first one you get is usually a prototype, which is not fully functional. And that's just how it is. It doesn't matter what company. So our job is to kind of sit there and figure it out, and then with Scott and myself and some of the other product guys, we'll sit there and we'll go ahead and dig, and then we'll share it to each other and bounce off each other different ideas and workarounds and get in there. And then what Scott and I do is once a manual comes out, we actually go in, and thanks to the iPad Pro, I'll go in here and he'll go into the manual himself, and we'll circles different things. I'm like, oh, here's my notes that I found out, and here's what I learned and stuff like that. So that's kind of how we learn. So when I've said in past, I usually do keyboard time, couch time. That's couch time, where you're like, okay, what does this mean? And if this means this, then this should mean this. And it's just a great way to kind of figure things out that way. So just letting you guys know on that. Now I wanted to record an arpeggio in here, and let's see what we got going. Is that cool, Scott? Is that what we're on next? Maybe do an arpeggio?
Yeah, arpeggio would be great, because then you can get one arpeggio doing this, and it's recorded in a pattern, and then do another one that's doing this, and it's recording in a pattern.
Okay, cool. So, if I do something a little bit different, make sure you let me know, because as we just saw here, we could actually go to edit a pattern two different ways. Either directly to the edit screen, or we could have gone to pattern utility and then pressed edit here. Either way works. So that's the thing. Sometimes there's multiple ways to do the same thing. So Scott, if I do something a little bit different, let me know, and then so we can uncover all the different ways to do it. So I think the way that I would approach this here is I'm going to exit out. Be careful not to get into a different scene. I'm going to go into zone view right here. And if I notice right away, it tells me that ARP is set to zone 1. And I think I want to use the ARP in zone 2. So I'm going to select it. Oh, look, I can select multiples. What? Okay, so I'm going to just have it do the 1 right here, that one. All right, so now to get into the ARP, let me back out so you guys can see. I'm going to go into the arpeggio. It's right over here on the left, right by the iPad. And I'm going to go Shift and hit it, and it's going to take me into the screen. Okay, so that's where it is right there. So I can go into here. Let's see. Very good. Oh, it helps everybody if I actually turn it on. So now it's actually on. So great. So I have this guy going, and I'll go ahead and do split screen so you guys can see. And then once we're in here, we can actually go in there and adjust different variations. So you hear that variation 4. I can do variation 1. You know, a lot of different variations. It depends on which different style. So I'm going to just kind of come in and find one that I like. I can tell it if I wanted to do the motif up or down, or maybe up and down, or, you know, or like up and down, like we were just doing. You know, I can do random or like this. So there's a lot of different orders you can do it. I just press the enter button so you can kind of see all of this. I'll just do up for now. We'll just keep it simple. And then keyboard velocity, whether we want it to be whatever the velocity that I press, or we can actually set a particular number, anywhere from 1 through 127. Okay, so that's cool. All right, so there's more in there, but I'll just keep it simple for right now. All right, so that's cool. I'm going to keep it there. I'm going to drop it an octave. And on this particular one, let's see what happens if I do, let me exit, get back into the pattern. I'm going to do a new pattern. What happens if I do a new pattern and T-Rec is on and we got the arpeggio? Let's see what happens. And I think I might know, but this is how we figure stuff out. Look, watch over here. T-Rec is on. Watch what happens. Nothing. Okay, it has to go there. I thought what might happen is it might just fill it up, but because I know the System 8 will do that and some of the other ones, but it's okay. I'm going to go into pattern here, press record, and I'll do 4 measures on this one. So right now it's set for no count in, and let's hear it. Let's just hear it first. I'm going to put the input quantize on 16 just because I like it, and great. Let's take a listen to the drums real quick. Great. All right, now I'm ready. So recording, I'm going to do 4 bars, and counting, I'm going to hit wait note. On this one, I want it to hit as soon as I touch the keys, and 4 notes, loop record switch. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off, so that way it stops recording after 4 measures. All right, let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens. Okay, you ready, Scott? Scott's like,
Do it!
Do it! All right, we'll do it. All right, let's see what happens. All right. That quickly, it recorded it in there. Let's take a look at that edit screen so everybody can see. There's all my data that quickly. And so you see down in the F, and you see all the octaves in the, around there. So let's go ahead and listen one more time. So we got a perfect loop there. We have a perfect arpeggio that's definitely synced into there real fast. So that's something that's real cool. All right, so let's try our experiment again, Scott, where we go ahead and we see if we can record the filter movements in here. All right, let's try that. So I'm going to go in again, and I'm going to say record, and it's on mix. It has to be on mix. If it's on new, as soon as I press start, it's going to kick into, you even see it right here. I press new, it's going to go to C. So I want it to be a mix. Watch what happens to the red line right there. It went back up to B because that's where it currently is. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and have it on loop record switch here, and I'm going to change that wait note to 1 measure. All right, let's see what happens right now. So I'll put it so you can see. I'm going to do the little grab over here and see what we get. All right, here we go. So I got more than 4. Let's see where it grabbed it right there. Let's see what happens. All right, and I think we're good. Sounds pretty good, like it was doing some stuff. Let's go ahead and stop real quick. I'm going to undo that, and let's listen one more time. Oh, I don't know, Scott. Let's try it one more time. I don't think it recorded those. I think it's just on whatever I had last on there. Let's go ahead and see real quick again and record.
Correct.
Record. We're going to do mix again. I'm going to do 4 measures. I'm going to keep 1 measure count in. I'm going to have it loop, and let's just go ahead and do it and see what we can have. Great. All right, cool. So let's see what we got. So it appears that unfortunately it does not do that at this time. Okay, so the good thing about this is how we uncover stuff, and that can make different you know, it shouldn't burn. It shouldn't bum you. You know, there's always a way, because we could always go in there and grab it and turn it into a sample and have it sample that. So that's probably that's.
So now what I would do is I would go into the zone view and turn the ARP off for that part and put it on another part, and let's do a completely different arpeggiation for the next part.
Okay, let's see. All right, not a problem. Let's go ahead into zone view. Oh, stop it. Okay, let's go into zone view, and let's put that arpeggio off right there. So it's no longer on there. Let's turn it on in the next one. Turn this guy up a little bit. Okay, let's see what we got going. I'm gonna turn him down a little bit. Great, and we're part 3. Let's see. Turn him up. And I tell you what, I'm gonna change this one up a little bit. On the ARP, I'm gonna go in, shift, and go inside. And I'm going to change this one from just going up. I'm going to have it go up and down. That would probably be pretty cool. So let's try it. Let's give it a listen and see what it sounds like. Yeah, that actually might sound a little bit hipper. Okay, so all right, so we had that, and so we still have in our sequencer. I think I'm good, and we're just playing back, so we can go ahead. And let's record that ARP right there. So same thing once again. I'll go and record. This time I like to use wait note. So as soon as I hit it, it's ready to. It just whether I hit the pedal or the keys it just shoots right there. And I'll just put that record switch. I'm gonna turn it off on this one, so that way it's just a nice perfect pattern right in here, perfect loop. So let's go ahead and let's do it. So there it is right there. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah. You had an electric piano selected somewhere in there, right?
Oh, not on this one. But here, I want to...
Okay.
Hold on one second.
What I was going to say is the phrases. The arpeggiator has those phrases in it. Oh,
let's do that one.
One to also try.
We'll do that one.
Just show the differences, yeah.
Remember that. Well, let's do that one next after this. But watch this, everybody. I don't know if everybody realizes this. So we just recorded that in pattern mode, and right now it's just this 16th notes, boom, 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 all the way across. But watch this. That pattern, we could take it from the pattern and flip it back into TR rec. Now watch what happens. Check this out, everybody. This is actually pretty cool. So I'm in TR rec. Watch what happens. And see, it's so, that's just, remember, this one's actually 4 measures. So there's measure 1, here's measure 2, here's measure 3, just taking stuff out a little bit. Here's measure 4. Great, and now watch what happens when we play. I'll jump so you can see. Here's measure 1, measure 3, watch. Let me bring down that bass. Back to measure 1, just so you can see. Measure 2. Oops. So now we made something that might not be as interesting, a little bit more interesting. We just did it as a straight arpeggio for whatever that is, and then now we went ahead and we kind of sort of chopped it up, bringing stuff in and out. And then I can also use this to make variation. Watch one more time. Just make sure you understand what I'm saying. So right now, so I have all that going. But don't forget, since I'm in TR rec, I can go and flip it. I can come in there, shift, and I could go ahead and just copy that pattern, and I could have a whole other thing going. Now listen.
You could also add or remove notes and change it completely.
Absolutely. So now let's do what Scott was asking for before. Let's add another zone. I'm going to zone view again, and I'm going to go and we'll go into zone 1 where the acoustic piano is, and I'm going to press an EP, and just so you guys can see. Okay, and this time we're going to go into arpeggio, shift arpeggio, so we can pop that window open. And Scott was saying, what were you saying, Scott? Will I do it? Remember?
Yeah. So what you want to do is make sure that the arpeggiator button's on that zone and not on anything else. And then you want to change the arpeggiation to a phrase and start going through the different phrases, because you can just hold a note or a chord or something like that, and it kind of plays for you. And it's kind of a cool way sometimes to inspire you to do something or just put something together quickly.
So good.
Or something you didn't think of.
So I almost made a mistake. I went in and I said, oh, EP, but I didn't put the arpeggio. So make sure and put that arpeggio in the correct spot. Let's take a look again at my arpeggio. It's set for that EP progression. There we go. So watch what happens. I'm just going to do it. And so that's number 4. Let's go to number 2, see what that is. And it's in phrase. That's how I got that to work. Sound cool. Let's see what else we have. Up to 5 on this particular one. Okay, let's do 2. All right, let's record and see what happens, okay? So I'm going to record, and I'm going to go ahead and wait note once again. This particular one, the destination is set for B, because that's, if we take a look real fast, pattern, that's where these other guys are laying. So it's saying, hey, you might want to put that there. Yeah, I probably will. All right, so once again, record, B, I'll do it, a mix. Actually, this could be fine. There's nothing there, so new or mix doesn't matter. I'm going to tell loop record switch. I'm going to keep that off because I want it to stop recording, and we'll do it for 4 bars just like the other ones. Wait note. Okay, I think we're set. Here we go. Okay, let's bring in that bass and see what we have. Let me bring up that electric piano a little bit. So I got that up. Let's bring up that bass. Now let's bring up that synth. So that's pretty cool. We actually, Scott, I think we used an arpeggio in zone 1. I think we used a different arpeggio in zone 2 and another one in zone 3. So provided that we were in the zone view, we put the arpeggio in the correct zone, and remember there are 16 that we could have done, everybody. You could have a lot of things going on in there.
Yeah, sometimes it's kind of a cool way to create. You could do everything just using the arpeggio. Just set it up for this and that and that, or go in and tweak it and remove notes and add notes, or however you want to do it. One of the things I wanted to show, since you're in this, is the step edit, but we need to use a completely different sound and probably a new scene.
Okay.
But just to show how to enter in another way to enter in notes.
Okay, if you want to do I can go ahead and do that since we are here today.
Okay.
So let me get out of this.
Pick a new scene and then go find like an organ sound, like a percussive organ or something.
Okay. Let me see here. I'm just looking. See, I just want to see real fast. Oops, hold on. My camera. All right, cool. My camera's coming right back on. All right, so I want to see real fast. Let's see. Sweet beat. Thank you, bro. It says, oh, do the patterns have variation in them? Yes, they do, and I see that you saw that. Oh, I see. See, I saw the ARP has variations. Yes, it does. So that's pretty cool that you can actually go in there. So there's some things that the Fantom doesn't do, but there's a lot that's still uncovered in here. So I just want to bring that to your attention. And the ARPs for us have been something that a lot of people miss, and it's not till later down the line. Let's see. So that's pretty cool. Thanks, Aaron. And so that's pretty cool in there. So, okay, now I'm going to go back to what Scott wants me to do. Scott, go ahead and lead me, Scott. And we're going to go into, first off, I'm going to hit a initialize scene. Oh, but before I do that, watch what happens, everybody. If I wanted to save this, I would go to scene, and look at this scene right there. There's an asterisk right there. If I wanted to save this, I would press right, and it would save the scene. And that, in turn, would save all the pattern and everything that I've been working on. So just keep that in mind. It would save, the scene would save all of the sounds here, and it would also save all of the patterns in there. But if I had made some changes to my different tones in my zones, I might want to go in here and hit right and save the tones that I had edited. And I did a little bit of editing with the filters on those tones. So that's something I could actually save within the scene if I wanted to, and not necessarily tone. I could use the scene offsets, it's called. All right, but we're not going to do that today. That could be for another time. But as Scott wanted, I'm going to go into an initialized scene. And Scott, what did you want me to choose? I'm going to hit zone view just so we can see. I
want you to find an organ sound, like a percussive organ.
Percussive organ, and so I'm going to go in here. We're going to find organ real fast, and I think there is one that's actually called percussive organ in here. Maybe that perky, I see the perky one there, 0050. That might work. Oh, look, well, here's soft perky. But I know, oh, here's some percussion organs on this particular page. So I'm going to choose, put that octave back up. So that's the one I'm going to use, Scott.
Okay, that's fine.
So good, we got,
now, if you go
that.
If you go into the step edit.
Okay, so going back in here, and so I'm going to press pattern. Is that what you want? Pattern. And then once I'm in pattern, and I'm going to go into, remember, I could go step edit 2 ways. And one way.
Here, go ahead and use, go ahead and use the TR rec.
Oh, you sure? Okay.
TR rec in 16ths, yeah.
Okay, great. 16th, got it.
All right. So what you're going to do is right above middle C, you're going to push that F that's right above.
Okay. Just hit it.
And then, yep. And then on the TR rec mode, push 1 and 2, so that F is twice.
Got it.
Right. fine. Then go to the C above the F.
Okay.
And then do 2 more.
And then so put 2 more steps, but with C this time.
Yep.
Got it.
And then go to the F above that C.
Okay.
And do 2 more.
Okay.
And then come back down to the C that you just hit prior to that and 2 more.
Okay.
And then to the F that you started on and hit 2 more. Is that fill up 16? Where are we at?
No, that filled up 10.
Okay, so keep going.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to the C again.
Yep.
Go back to the
2 more.
upper F.
Yep.
And then back down to that C. And that should make a perfect thing. All right, what do you want me to do now, Scott?
Hit play.
Hit play. Let's see what we got. Hey, look at that. Wait a minute. I don't know if we can show that, Scott.
We can show that.
Why
we
do
can
you
show
do
that. But this
doing?
this is one way that you can do things, and that's something that's like impossible to play because it was sequenced. If you wanted to add the other notes when it starts going into that triplet thing, you can change the 16ths to 30 seconds and open that up, and then add a B flat and a D within those last few little areas.
So I can within the same pattern, Scott?
Yes, within the same pattern. So go ahead and change the 16ths to 30 seconds.
Okay. Now hold on, Scott.
And then
everybody, this is like a cool little recipe that, kind of cool. All right, so back in there. So I changed it to 30 second. Okay, lead me.
Okay, so the very, very last openings that you see in that 30-second area when you look at the grid, in other words, the buttons, because all of a sudden they just opened up. You're seeing some they're not lit. So the very last 2 or so, on the second to the last one, do a B flat.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And then the last one, do a D.
Hold on. Okay. B, and then D. I might have done it wrong, but we'll try it. Okay, now press play.
Yep.
Let's see what I got. So here we go, everybody. That's pretty cool.
So about as simple as it gets, but I picked this up from Piano Man Chuck. He did a thing on it, and I just thought it was the coolest thing to show using the TR rec mode, but with notes and what you want to put in it. Now, obviously, this can be anything, but how cool is it to be able to create something like that and to see how simple it is? F, C, F, C, that's all it's doing. But it just sounds so cool. It's iconic.
So I don't know who this is, but if you know who it is or what band it's from, maybe you should search and see who it is, and maybe you could use it. Anyway, this is a cool trick that Scott, we were talking about, and I didn't expect him to do it, but that actually showed you a really cool way we can use the TR Rec to come up with some cool stuff that you can use live, other than just beats in there. So let's answer a couple more questions. We're going to come to the end of this. Let's see, how long have we been going? I think it's just about that bat time. All right, let me just, let's go ahead and see. Hello, I see Annie Ruda. Hello. How are you? And let's see here. DJ Jazz says, guys, please explain piano roll editor in pattern mode. I have trouble with velocity tab under the piano roll edit. Suppose kick and snare are played at the same time into the grid. DJ Jazz trying to hit. Okay. If try to edit the velocity value of kick, suppose in velocity drum, then I'm like, okay, let me look at this question, and because also we're running a little bit out of time, but we're going to cover more of sequencing. I'm going to go ahead and get my MainStage up and running 100%. I'll probably have to uninstall it, and I'm going to go in there and do some drivers so we can have it going in here. I hope everybody go ahead and throw any questions you have in here, and then also if you like what you're watching, let us know. We really appreciate it. You can let us know through Facebook, through the links we shared on Facebook. You can let us know on the comments here on YouTube. If you're really enjoying this content while we are on self-lockdown and you want to see more of it, just let us know, and let our bosses know. That always helps us. And, we can keep on doing this for you. This is really fun. We're enjoying doing it. We're learning a lot. And we're trying to share with you so you can learn a lot. So that way, as I've said before, once we emerge from our self-imposed lockdown, or I don't want to say lockdown. our self-imposed social distancing, you'll be able to go ahead and use your equipment to the fullest of its ability. Okay, so that's something that's real good. Go ahead, Scott.
And I hope you guys are kind of liking or enjoying a little bit of how we'll just go about doing something. Nothing's pre-figured out or scripted or demoed. It's like we're just kind of jumping into it and going as we go, and when we run into something, how to go around it and things like that. And it's just kind of a little bit more laid back, low-keyed, and real. And you know, I just hope that you kind of enjoy it, because this is definitely what we go through on our own.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. So I can probably answer this quick question someone just asked. Thomas Cook asked, how to open Mixer without going into menu tab, or without going into pattern mode, or without doing shift and moving fader. How to open Mixer in one click. Let me see here. I don't really know of a way, but this is how we figure stuff out. So the way we were doing this is I would go into pattern, and then I would go into pattern utility and Mixer, and it comes up there. Let me see.
You could also hit the menu. If you hit menu button, you can get Mixer right there. That's probably the quickest.
That's probably there, but also the clipboard. Look, everybody, see if I remember this. This clipboard, if I remember, shift clipboard. Let me see. Let me try this, Scott. This could be. Oh, wait a minute. Let me think. Hold on, everybody. Let's see. Clipboard. Oh, do you remember? There used to be a way. This used to be a way. Clipboard. Oh, I'm trying to look real quick for this, because there was a cool way that we used to do some of that. So seeing variation pattern, dog control partial. I don't see it right there. Probably the quickest way. I think there was a way to clipboard something. Like I could, and Scott's way of menu and Mixer is probably the fastest way that I know of, because that's technically how many steps, how many moves. Wait. How many moves, Scotts? Can you take that person down in 2? So let's take
2. Yeah, it depends on the view you want.
Menu, Mixer. Okay, that's 2. Okay, but I think, let me look in the clipboard. There might be a way. Oh, wait, let me think. No, that's not it. I was trying to find a cool way we could do that, because I think there was a trick at one point. I'm not sure. I don't think it was this Fantom, but in previous Fantom there was a way. Let me review some of the old Fantoms, and we might be able to maybe do that. Okay. Let's see. Ski Jump Toes. Glad you're enjoying it. You really deserve more viewers, though. You know, we're getting there. You deserve. Advertise this on Roland Clan. Well, go ahead and tell Roland Clan for us. I'm not really on there too much. I'm usually on Facebook on the different groups, and I know Scott is too, on other stuff. But Tor Talk, thank you. Yeah, we're trying to share practical info for you, and we're going to dig deeper into this. So at this time, I'm going to kind of wind this down, and tomorrow we're going to do RD2000. It's just going to be a general discussion. With the RD2000 users, we have, I think it was over 45 videos available for RD. The Fantom is just under 30, but as I'm releasing Jupiter content right now, and I got to find the time to do the Fantom ones. But I think right now, in the way we're doing it here, this is a nice way to kind of get you guys going in there. We learned some cool stuff today, I believe, with the sequencer, some of the limitations that it has currently, but then also some other cool ways we can get in there. And we also learned in the arpeggio that there are a lot of variations within each arpeggio. So make sure you explore that. Okay, so today I'll switch the title. Today we just did about general discussion and sequencing, and then tomorrow I'm going to talk to the RD clan and see what everybody has to say there, and then we can determine how we want to go forward with them. And then on Wednesday, let's go ahead and try and see if I can get the MainStage working by then. That could be cool. And then we could see, depending on where we are with the RDs, maybe we can go back to RDs, or maybe for the FA people, see if they have any quick. Because we haven't done anything on FA, Scott. Have nothing on FA. So,
yeah.
So
for sure.
So that's cool. All right. So in closing, you guys go ahead and make sure you wash your hands completely, not just here, but all around, and even some of your forearms. Get that all clean. Make sure you're nice to everybody. Make sure you follow the rules that in your local areas so we can all get through this and keep on going. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. Ed Diaz Keys, like, and also put the notifications so you know we're having this kind of content. Also, make sure and go and like, subscribe, and put on the bell, the notification for Roland Product Support on YouTube. We're doing a lot of great content on there. Currently, right now, we're releasing a bunch of Jupiter XM content. Soon, Jupiter X, also Fantom, also Katana Mark II. Our colleague, Austin, and friend, Austin Sandick, has put a bunch of cool things on how to update your Boss Katana Mark II guitar amplifier. All right, you guys be nice to each other. Take care of each other. Take care of your elderly. And just be cool people, and we will talk to you later. All right, take care.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. You take care. Bye.